Someone told a story about you at dinner that amused everyone. My beloved child. Don't skip, something truly unexpected happened tonight. Someone mentioned your name, not in anger, not in pity, but in a story that made the entire table fall silent, then burst into laughter. At first, no one understood why that story carried such a strange warmth. It wasn't about fame, money, or success. It was about something deeper. Stay till the end, because the reason your name came up tonight might just change how you see yourself forever. It began when a quiet man leaned back, smiled, and said softly, "You know who did something unforgettable once?" Everyone turned. He said your name. The room shifted. Forks stopped moving. Every eye was fixed on him. He told them how you walked into someone's life when they had lost all hope, how a single thing you did, maybe a word, maybe a gesture, completely flipped a moment of despair into light. People laughed, not because it was funny, but because the story had that kind of beauty that makes hearts smile. Don't skip, listen carefully, this is the part where everything connects. He said, they didn't even realize what they did. They just showed up, as if guided by something beyond themselves. And in that instant, the people around him felt something unusual, a chill, a glow, a wave of realization that maybe, they had just witnessed the description of someone far more important than they ever knew. You see, my child. Sometimes your smallest actions ripple through lives you never meet again. Someone out there still remembers the moment you showed kindness without reason. And tonight, they told that story. The laughter around that table wasn't just amusement, it was admiration disguised as joy. Stay till the end, because what's coming next will reveal why your name appeared in that conversation at all. Something huge is waiting for you. My dear child. Don't skip, because what I'm about to tell you will make your heart pause for a moment. When your name echoed across that dinner table, one person stopped smiling. They looked down, their hands trembling slightly. Everyone else was laughing, but that person? They were remembering something. Stay till the end, because that person knows something about you that no one else at that table did. They were there the day your life silently shifted, the moment that defined the reason your name still carries weight in a room full of strangers. He spoke again. He said, "What you don't know, is that the reason I'm alive today is because of them." The laughter turned to quiet. The clinking glasses froze in midair. You could feel the stillness, like the air itself was holding its breath. He began to tell the real story. Not the one people share for fun, but the one they keep hidden deep inside, because it's too personal to repeat. He said, "I was lost. I was broken. And out of nowhere, they appeared, not to judge, not to ask questions, but to lift me when I couldn't stand anymore." Everyone at that table was stunned. Because for the first time, the story that amused everyone turned into something sacred, something that made people question themselves. Don't skip, because this is where everything begins to shift. Someone whispered, "Who are they really?" And that question didn't have an answer. You see, my child, your presence that day changed someone's destiny, and you didn't even know it. That's why your name came up tonight. Not because of a joke, but because your memory carries light, a light they still talk about long after you've left the room. Stay till the end, because in the next moment, something happened at that dinner no one expected. A message arrived. And that message had your name written on it. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child. Don't skip, because from this moment onward, everything you thought was coincidence will start to make sense. When that message arrived, the entire room went silent. It wasn't just a notification sound, it was almost like time paused for a second. Every eye turned toward the phone that lit up in the center of the table. The person who received it froze. Their expression changed, from curiosity, to disbelief, to something almost sacred. They slowly picked up the phone, glanced at the screen, and whispered your name again. Stay till the end, because what was written in that message wasn't random. It said, tell them. I still remember. No one understood. But that person did. Because that single line was something only you could have inspired. It was like a ripple from the past, a silent reminder that your kindness never vanished. You left something behind, and the universe found a way to echo it back. The others leaned closer. Someone said, wait, is this real? And he nodded, with tears forming in his eyes. He said, they saved me once, and I never told them what that meant. But somehow, this message, it found me now. My dear child, this isn't a story anymore. It's a circle, one that began the moment you acted from your heart and came full around tonight. Don't skip, because in this silence, something powerful is forming. A realization spread across the table. Every single one of them started recalling the one person who ever showed them unexpected kindness. And one by one, they realized, it was you. Stay till the end, because the reason they were all gathered tonight wasn't an accident. Someone arranged that dinner for a reason, to remind them of you. And what happens next, will shake every heart in that room. Something huge is waiting for you. My dear child. Don't skip, because what happens next will make your entire body shiver. The man who received that message stood up slowly. The room was silent. You could hear nothing but the faint hum of the lights above them. He held the phone to his chest, as if it were something sacred. Then he said softly, you all laughed when I mentioned their name. But you have no idea what this person truly did for me. He took a deep breath, and his voice cracked. He continued, they didn't just help me. They changed me. They made me see life differently. They reminded me what grace feels like. Everyone leaned in closer. And that's when he showed them something, a message saved years ago, one you once sent him without thinking much about it. It said, you'll be okay. You're not alone. Stay till the end, because the moment those words were read out loud, something unexplainable filled that room. A chill. A light. A sense that someone, somewhere, knew exactly what was happening right then. He looked around and said, I never replied. But I carried that message with me every single day. And today, the same words came back to me again. The air was heavy. Nobody spoke. Tears rolled silently down faces that just minutes ago were smiling. My beloved child. This wasn't an ordinary dinner. It was an unseen gathering, one arranged by timing too perfect to be human. It was as if the universe itself wanted to remind everyone of the power one heart can hold. Don't skip, because this is where it all turns. One woman at the table whispered, if that's true, maybe they were sent for a purpose. Maybe they weren't just anyone. And for the first time, every person there felt something shift inside them. A pull to find you, to thank you, to understand how someone like you even existed. Stay till the end. Because in that moment, another notification appeared on the screen. And this one didn't come from a phone. It appeared on the wall, projected, glowing, impossible. It said only 5 words. They are about to return. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child. Don't skip. What happened after that message appeared on the wall left everyone frozen, unable to even breathe. The words, "They are about to return," shimmered like light reflected off water. No one knew where it came from. No phone, no device, no screen nearby. Just pure light, hovering for a few seconds, before slowly fading into the air. The silence was heavy. One person whispered, "Was that them?" And another murmured, "But how could it be? They aren't here." Stay till the end, because something deeper was unfolding. The man who'd told your story sat back down, his eyes wide, his lips trembling. He said quietly, "Maybe this isn't coincidence. Maybe, they're being talked about for a reason tonight." He turned to the others and said, "You know what's strange? The last time I saw them, they told me, when you hear my name again, something new will begin." Everyone froze. Those exact words echoed in every person's mind like an invisible thread connecting them all. It was as though you had planted a message years ago, waiting for this moment to come alive. Don't skip, my child. Because what happens next changes everything. The lights flickered. A cold breeze slipped through the room, even though every window was closed. And then, the candles on the table started burning brighter, not orange, but soft silver. People gasped. Someone said, "It's them, their energy is here." You see, my dear one, your kindness never vanished into the past, it became a living force. Every word you ever spoke with love, every moment you ever gave without expecting anything back, was stored, remembered, and tonight, it returned. Stay till the end, because in that light, they all saw something. On the reflection of the glass window behind them, your outline appeared. Not fully clear, not physical, but undeniably you. A hush fell over the room. The man whispered, "They kept their promise." And for the first time, everyone realized, this dinner wasn't random. It was your story completing itself. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child. Don't skip, because this is the moment that made every soul at that table question what's real and what isn't. When your outline appeared in that reflection, nobody moved. It wasn't fear, it was reverence. The air itself changed, thicker, heavier, almost humming. It felt like time stopped to let something unseen take place. One woman gasped and whispered, "Do you feel that? It's like, they're here, watching us." And the man who told your story closed his eyes and said softly, "They always show up when we remember them with truth." Stay till the end, because what happened next wasn't just a vision. It was proof that energy never dies. As they stared at the window, your reflection moved. It turned its head, slowly, as if looking back at each of them one by one. The lights dimmed again, but your shape grew brighter. No one spoke. No one dared blink. And then, your voice. Soft, low, calm. No one could pinpoint where it came from. It wasn't the speakers, it wasn't outside. It was inside their minds. They all heard it at once. I never left. I've just been waiting for you to remember. Tears rolled down faces. The room trembled, not from fear, but from a power too gentle and too deep to explain. My dear child, don't skip, because this is where understanding begins. That dinner wasn't about food, laughter, or stories. It was a summoning, an unseen moment where gratitude called your presence back. Your reflection wasn't haunting them, it was healing them. One of them whispered, "Why now? Why tonight?" And the voice, your voice, replied, "Because you finally spoke my name with love, not sorrow." Everything shifted. The silver light around the candles turned golden. Every heart in that room felt lighter, as if a long-kept burden had dissolved. Stay till the end, because something even more powerful was yet to happen. The reflection faded slowly. But in its place, words appeared across the window, glowing faintly. They will see me again, when they truly understand what I left behind. The room fell completely silent. No one knew what you had left behind, not yet. But deep down, they all felt it. And soon, they would discover it wasn't an object, it was something far greater. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child. Don't skip, because this is where your story takes a turn no one at that table will ever forget. The golden glow still shimmered on the window, those words hanging in the air. They will see me again when they truly understand what I left behind. Each person sat in silence, their hearts pounding, their minds racing to make sense of what they just witnessed. Then, the youngest one among them, a quiet girl who hadn't spoken all night, finally whispered. What if what they left behind isn't a thing, but a feeling? Everyone turned to her. Her eyes were wet, but calm. She said, maybe it's the way they made people feel safe, seen, loved. Maybe that's what we're supposed to remember. Stay till the end, because those words unlocked something powerful. It was as if the entire room inhaled light. A sense of peace spread through every heart like warmth on a cold night. And then, the man who started it all smiled through his tears and said, "She's right. That's exactly what they left behind." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, folded piece of paper. It was wrinkled, old, the edges torn. He opened it slowly, and in faint handwriting, your words appeared once again. When I'm gone, don't look for me in the noise. Find me in the quiet moments when you feel peace for no reason. Don't skip, my child, because what happened next felt almost impossible. The candles on the table flickered in perfect rhythm with his heartbeat. The golden light rose higher, like smoke forming a shape, and for just a second, they saw your face again, smiling. Not haunting. Not distant. But alive, radiant, grateful. You see, the story that amused everyone at first had transformed into something divine. They realized they weren't remembering you, they were experiencing you again. You had never left. You had only changed form, from a person into a presence. Stay till the end, because the moment they accepted that truth, the golden light moved across the table and touched each of them, one by one. And as it did, every single person felt something inside them whisper. Continue what they began. That night didn't end with laughter. It ended with purpose, silent, powerful, unspoken purpose. And as everyone left the table, they carried your energy with them. In their thoughts, in their hearts, in their very breath. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child. Don't skip, because what follows next will make your soul tremble with realization. As the golden light faded from the room, an unspoken silence took over, not empty, but full of meaning. Each person felt changed, though no one could explain why. It was as if the warmth of your presence had rewritten something deep within them. The man who had first spoken your name stepped outside. The night sky above was quiet, but strangely alive, stars brighter than usual, the wind carrying whispers instead of sound. He looked up and said softly, "If you can hear me, thank you." And at that exact moment, one star shot across the sky, fast, radiant, deliberate. Stay till the end, because that wasn't just a coincidence. It was the universe answering back. Inside the house, the others were still sitting, lost in thought. Then, something happened. The phone that had first received the mysterious message vibrated once more. The same unknown sender. The same tone. But this time, the message read only 3 words. It has begun. No one understood what it meant, but their hearts did. Because deep down, they could feel it, that your story wasn't over. In fact, it was just beginning again, through them. The quiet girl who had spoken earlier stood up and said, "Maybe, it has begun," means that what they started, kindness, compassion, light, is now in us. We're supposed to keep it alive. Don't skip, my child, because as she said those words, something miraculous occurred. Every candle that had burned down to its last flicker suddenly reignited, all at once. Not orange, not gold, this time, white. Pure, brilliant white. The light filled the entire space, and for a brief second, everyone saw it again, your silhouette, standing at the head of the table, smiling. You didn't speak this time. You only raised your hand slightly, as if blessing them. And then, you were gone. But something lingered. A warmth. A vibration in the air. The kind that stays long after the sound has faded. Stay till the end, because that warmth wasn't just a feeling. It was a mark. Every person there would soon discover that after that night, whenever they reached out to help someone, whenever they spoke with love, something miraculous followed. Doors opened easily. Hearts healed faster. Lives changed quietly. Because the story told about you that night, the one that amused everyone, wasn't meant to end with laughter. It was meant to awaken. And now, that awakening has begun. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child. Don't skip, because what I'm about to reveal will shake something deep inside your heart. The next morning after that dinner, every person who had been there woke up with the same strange feeling, as if they had lived a dream too real to forget. The scent of candle smoke still lingered in their clothes, and the warmth of that golden light still pulsed in their chests. But something even stranger had happened. Each of them, in their own homes, found something new waiting on their doorstep. No name. No sender. Just a small, white envelope sealed with a faint silver mark. Stay till the end, because what was inside those envelopes connected every single one of them back to you. When they opened it, each letter contained a short handwritten line, different for everyone, but all in the same familiar handwriting. The handwriting they all recognized as yours. One said, "Be where you are needed most." Another, "Forgive what still hurts." And one, trembling in the man's hands, read, "The story they told about you was never meant to end there." Tears filled their eyes again. No one could explain how letters could appear from someone long gone. No one could explain the timing. But deep within, they all knew, it wasn't about the letters. It was about what those words would awaken in them. Don't skip, my child, because what came next would prove the impossible. Later that day, one by one, they began to experience things, little signs that defied logic. Lights flickered softly whenever they thought of you. Songs played on radios with lyrics answering their unspoken thoughts. And when they helped someone, even in small ways, they'd feel that same golden warmth surge back through them. It was as if your spirit had become a current, flowing through every act of kindness, every word spoken with love. You had left a legacy that wasn't physical, it was living, breathing, multiplying. The girl whispered that night, "They didn't die. They just moved into the hearts of everyone who remembers." Stay till the end, because something even greater was unfolding beyond their sight. In another place, unseen but near, your energy was rising again, preparing to return, not as who you were, but as something new. The story they told about you at dinner had opened a portal of memory, emotion, and truth. And now, that portal was still open. The world was about to feel your echo, everywhere, all at once. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child. Don't skip, because this is where everything comes full circle. The night after those letters appeared, a stillness settled across the city. Streetlights flickered slower, the wind carried whispers that weren't just wind anymore. Something unseen was stirring, something that had been waiting for the right moment to return. At the exact same hour, every person who had been at that dinner suddenly looked toward the sky, without knowing why. And there it was. A single streak of golden light moving across the darkness, not like a star, not like anything they'd ever seen. It wasn't falling. It was arriving. Stay till the end, because that light carried something no one could explain. It slowed down above the city, glowing brighter, until it burst into a silent wave that rippled through every home, every heart, every sleeping soul. In that golden pulse, each of them heard the same voice, your voice. Calm. Kind. Infinite. The story they told about me was never about laughter, it was about awakening. Now it belongs to you. Tears streamed down their faces as the voice continued. Every smile you create, every person you lift, every kindness you give, is how I return. You don't need to see me to know I'm near. You just need to remember. And then, silence. But this time, it wasn't empty. It was the kind of silence that heals. The man who once told your story sat alone after that, looking at the empty chair where you once sat. He smiled through his tears and whispered, "They've come back, not as light, but as love. My dear child. That's what you left behind, not words, not memories, but a force. Something that moves quietly through every person who remembers your name. Something that never dies. Don't skip, because this truth is for you too. The story they told about you will keep moving, keep growing, long after this moment ends. Because the love you gave, the kindness you planted, the energy you shared, it never stopped traveling. Somewhere right now, someone you've never met is being touched by what began with you. And one day, when another table gathers, when another story begins with your name, they too will feel that same golden warmth. And no, you never really left. Stay till the end, because you are the end. And the beginning. And the story that never fades. Something huge wasn't waiting for you, my child. It was you, all along.